petting me, I wasn't petting him.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Real good.
Next week is against him. You gonna come sing? You know what sing?
I don't know.
Courage. Courage.
No, really
What's the thing? Excuse me, what's the dog's name?
I don't mind using certain coaches because it's just a thing. Come on.
Yeah.
I'll do it. And in the meantime,
We're trying to find out its name. Kathy, find out its name.
I'm gonna
Find out what its name is.
every single week.
I'll do one. Almost time to go.
Thinking choir sitting up in the front because you end up sitting up there all by yourself, right? You don't mind? You almost feel like a prop or something like that, right? That last week I was the only one sitting up there in the back. And Mark Courtney was doing the music. And apparently I sing so loud, somebody said, "You guys sounded great." So I wasn't singing with him, I just sing loud. I was singing some marvelous. You know? Were you watching on YouTube? Was I loud? Oh, okay, good. I knew you'd be there, Kathy. That's a service dog, not a book. That's right.
Mark, you can if they allow it. I'm here. I'm here at Travis on here. When I go to walk or something, I put it back.
I don't think it's word.
She's here, she does.
It's about 5 minutes until the start of service, so I have a few comments and reminders. Would you briefly greet those around you and find a seat so we can create a worship service atmosphere? And please consider leaving spaces open along the aisles for late arrivers and those with walkers. And feel free to take a seat in the front, like actually several people have done already. Am I not loud enough? You're loud enough. Oh, yeah, you're loud enough. Yeah. If you don't already have one, get an order of service from a greeter. Then take the time to look at the announcements on the reverse side. Or you can look at the scrolling announcements on the screen above. Remember to put your phones in silent or worship mode. I want to emphasize a few of those announcements. Next week, the 21st, and that's going to be the week when we have our hymn sing. And on the 28th, which is going to be during our church camp out, we're going to have a pickup choir. It's kind of, oh yeah, it's a time when you can be less intimidated about singing with the choir because we're a real welcoming bunch. We're not. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we'd really love to have you in. I know. And I think they're going to be fairly, songs that we can learn real quick at 9:30 before the service. So, you can just, especially if you like singing, meet other people or in the choir and just have a good time. And while I'm talking about that camp out on the 28th, there was an email sent out with directions to the locations. If you didn't get it, I guess you could call the church office. Something else in the announcements, the deadline for summer class proposals is the 10th of August. You can get more details on that in the announcements on the back. And another one to mention is the roundtables are on hold through August. I think it had to do with the lack of attendance, and you can get more details on that in the announcements also. I wanted to mention that on Thursday. We're going to have Death Cafe. I really like going to Death Cafe. I get some out of it every time. And it is so close to the start of service, I might as well go ahead and get it going, huh? Yeah. Please rise in body or spirit for our gathering song, number 38. I think we only got the gray hymnal this time. Morning has broken. Words are also on the screen.
Yes.
Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Las Cruces. We welcome you, whether you're here in our sanctuary, especially the children, or joining us via YouTube. I'm Mark Sukontarak, your service associate. Our minister, Reverend Rod Thompson, is not in the pulpit today. Instead, we have Kevin Fitzgerald as our service leader. David and Nancy Carlson will be providing beautiful music today. Our Director of Religious Education, Kelly Ingram, will be joining us. Assisting us are Elwin Nunn on camera, Claire Neal Wallace on audio, and Mike Yaxo will be connecting us to our YouTube attendees. Diane Lee and Jillian Lang have again prepared a beautiful and appropriate chalice table. Our greeters today are Diane Lee, Cindy Backman, and Greg White. We want attendees, new and old, I'm talking about how many times they've visited, not their age, to feel noticed and to be aware that this is an open and welcoming community. Our greeters are focusing on that. You can be too. It takes some courage for folks to come to a service for the first time. So step up and let them know you care. Hospitality is offered today by the membership committee. They have arranged for coffee, light food, and conversation to be enjoyed by all inside and outside the RE building down the breezeway after service. We are delighted to be with you today. If you are visiting us, we'd like to meet you. If you're willing, would you please raise your hand or rise in body or spirit and to introduce yourself by telling us your name and where you're from, and if you wish, a little about why you came. But wait until I bring the mic to you. Do we have any visitors? Yes. Have visitors.
Hello, everybody. It's really nice to be here today. My name is Cindy Curry, and I've been in Las Cruces about 2 months, originally from Denver, Colorado. My husband and I are living here, sharing a home with a friend of ours, and we really love Las Cruces very much. My husband isn't with me right now because he's in rehab. He has fallen for the second time and broken the same hip. So I'm going to visit him right after this. But a friend of mine told me about this wonderful place, and something just told me that I had to come here. And thank you. Thank you all. Thank you so much for having me.
Are you going to be here for a while? Oh, great. So you can come back, and if he wants to attend, he can do YouTube too. If he can't too, then yeah. That'd be great. Okay. Are you a UU already?
I'm sorry?
Are you a UU already? No. Okay. Well, first time. That's great. Oh. Anybody else? No?
Behind you.
Somebody behind me. Oh, there you go. All right.
Thank you. My name is Reverend Dr. Juan Robles, and I am an energy healing practitioner, and I'm so happy to be here. I've been in California. I'm a retired professor from the University of California, and I'm also from Puerto Rico. And I've been in your church for many, many years. I am a firm believer that we do damage when we identify with beliefs. Beliefs are transitory, they change, and we need to be united in love, in faith, and in health. And I will invite anyone that want a consultation free from me to give me a call. I will have some business card, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And you got a sweet dog, too. Would you like to introduce yourself? Anybody else? Thank you and welcome. We are glad you have joined us this morning. Be sure to fill out a welcome card. And I noticed you didn't get a badge there so we can remember your, well, I never remember names. Cindy. Okay, Cindy. Cindy Curry, that's right, yeah. I'm Mark. I like to call myself question mark, okay. Be sure to fill out a welcome card or provide your email to us so we can invite you to many other services and activities at the church. That's specifically for all those people that are on YouTube. I'm sure there are many. And I always want somebody on YouTube to announce themselves so that we can know that they are there. Anyway, shy visitors can fill welcome cards out also to receive all those invitations. Candles, where do I? Turn that off and put it away. Unitarian Universalism has no creed or dogma. We are a covenant-based church, meaning that we agree to live in relationship with each other according to the Unitarian Universalist principles. We have 8 now, and our congregation's covenant of right relations. We embrace diversity in all its forms. Everyone is welcome. You can learn more about our church at our website, uuchurchlc.org. Sit down. Okay. Okay. I lost a page here. So, I think it's time for us to do. I got all out of order here. I'm sorry. I was getting excited.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, okay.
Apologies.
Oh, okay.
We got confused on our scripts. Yeah. Okay, merry meet, my friends. I'm Kevin. So does everybody know what day it is? Well, today is National Measuring Tape Day. So remember that old axiom, measure twice, cut once. And what about everybody's favorite comfort food? Today is National Mac and Cheese Day. Grab a bowl, sit back, relax, and remember the first food that your mother let you cook by yourself. At least that was my first. So, do you believe that a foreign orange-flavored cognac actually has a national day in America? It is true. Today is Grand Marnier Day. So after loosening your inhibitions with a little Grand Marnier, you might be able to embrace another favorite June 14th, is National Nude Day. So put away your tape measure. You don't want to embarrass anybody. Today's topic is renewal. Renewal, to begin or take up again, as an acquaintance, a conversation, etc. Resume. To make effective for an additional period. To restore or replenish. To restate or reaffirm a promise. To make valid or effective for a further period. To regain or recover vigor or strength. To replace an old or worn out part or piece.
Today's chalice lighting is titled We Will Be Renewed by Pat Uribe Lichty. We come together with our tired minds and bodies, with our confusion and questions, our uncertainties and our fears. We come together with our hopes, with our pasts and our ideas, our passions and our faith. We come together bringing all of who we are, trusting that in gathering we will be renewed and that together we can create the world we long for. Please rise in body or spirit and join me in saying our church's covenant, affirmation of covenant, and in singing the doxology in English and Spanish. The words are on the screen. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve others in community, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with creation. Thus do we covenant with one another. Your turn, Kelly.
Good morning, church. Yes. This morning I will be reading Red, a Crayon's Story. He was red, but he looked blue. He was red, but he wasn't very good at it. His fire truck looked blue too. "Oh dear," said his mother. His teacher thought he just needed more practice. So the teacher partnered him up with Scarlett, who said, "I'll draw a strawberry, and then you draw a strawberry. You can do this, really." But he couldn't, really. His strawberries looked blue, too. "Oh, my," said Scarlett. "Let's try again." His mother thought he needed to mix with other colors. So she suggested he go out with yellow and draw a nice, round orange. "Oh, a really big one," said Red. "And a really orange one," said Yellow excitedly. But they made a really greenish one. "Oops," said Red. "Yuck," said Yellow. "Oh my," said his mother. His grandparents thought he wasn't warm enough. "Your classroom is making self-portraits for family night," said Grandma. "Wear this thick red scarf." "Oh, nice," said Grandpa. "It is so you." But it so wasn't. Red's portrait looked blue. "Oh dear," said Grandma. Everyone seemed to have something to say. "Sometimes I wonder if he's really red at all," said Amber. "Don't be silly," said Fuchsia. "It says red right there on his label." "Yeah, but he came from the factory like that," said Lavender. "Well, frankly, I don't think he's that bright," said Teal. "He's got to apply himself," said Gray. Yes, really press harder, said Green. Give him time. He'll catch on. Of course he will, said Sunshine Gold. But he didn't catch on. Green drew a frog. Brown drew a cow. Black drew a sheep. And red drew a blue ant. All of the art supplies wanted to help. The masking tape thought he was broken inside. The scissors thought his label was too tight. Pencil thought he just wasn't sharp enough. But even with all their help and all of his hard work, blue hearts, blue cherries, blue toenails, he just couldn't get the hang of it. One day, he made a new friend, Barry. Barry had drawn a boat. Will you please draw a blue ocean to go with my boat, she asked. But I can't, he said. I'm red. Will you just try, asked Barry. And so he did. And it was perfect. Thank you, said Barry. You're welcome, said Blue. It was easy. And he didn't stop there. Blue bells, blueberries, blue birds, blue jeans, a blue whale. I am blue, he exclaimed. And everyone was talking about blue. My son is brilliant, said his mother. Who could have known he was blue, said Amber. I always said he was blue, piped up Teal. It was obvious, said Green. All of his work makes me happy, said Sunshine Yellow. His blue strawberries are my favorite. He's so intense, said Brown. I'm going to make a green lizard with him, said Scarlet. He's really reaching for the sky, said his teacher. And he really was.
Okay. One of the ways we support one another in community is through the sharing of joys, sorrows, and milestones. In these challenging times, it is crucial that we make attempts to stay connected to one another. If you have a joy, sorrow, or milestone you'd like to share with the congregation, please raise your hand and I will bring the mic to you. This one. State your name and what is in your heart. Are there any joys, sorrows, or milestones this morning? Oh.
Hi, my name is Katie Fitzgerald, and over the last 4+ years, those of you who have sat across the bridge table or committee work with me have heard from time to time my concerns and complaints about the situation our daughter has been in. As of Tuesday, she now has legal, physical custody of her 2 minor children. Yay. Although I will not call that a joy, it is a sorrow when any marriage is dissolved, and the ongoing trauma for the children, of course, is an area of concern. But we are in a better place today than we were yesterday, and hopefully tomorrow will be better overall. Thank you all for your support along the way and for your listening ears.
and your prayers.
Hi, my name is Charlie Schultz. I have a joy today. My wife can see better now after her cataract surgery last week, and she's getting to the point where she can actually navigate around the house without my telling her not to bend over, not to pick that up, and do all those things. So it's a real joy, believe me.
Hi, my name is Jody Natchison. My husband Jerry's sitting up there. I unfortunately have a sorrow to share. Our daughter, who lives in Memphis, Tennessee, where we lived once, has just been diagnosed with breast cancer. And she has 3 children, 16, 9, and 18 months. So it's particularly challenging. She has a preliminary diagnosis, and she's meeting with the surgeon. And one of our friends here who works in the gallery asked if we would like to sell some of our art. Jerry was an art major. We've been collecting art for 50 years. I have more than I'm in love with. So you might find, if we can figure this out, that we will have an art sale in the gallery of stuff that is lovely but not loved. And she has a $6,000 deductible. I mean, not deductible, co-payment before it kicks into 2080, and that's why we would do this. So, thank you.
Oh, there you go. Did I miss one?
Hi, I'm Rabbit Loring. I reported last week that there was a baby skunk that came to visit us, and the baby was collected by Kevin Fitzgerald and taken to a skunk rehab person. So he was not really well, but he's doing better as far as we know. And I just wanted to let you know that our little visitor has been taken care of.
That really stinks, Rabbit.
Good morning, Jack Welch. I have a joy to share. Hello, Gail. Today is Gail's birthday. We have house guests. Her wonderful grandson and his wife are visiting from San Antonio. They have not been here for many, many years. So they're having a wonderful reunion this weekend. And it was only a few months ago we didn't know whether Gail would make it to her next birthday. But happily, she has done that.
Well, I didn't think I'd say this, honestly, but I guess I have a sorrow for our country. As much as I don't agree with former President Trump, it was just terrible to think that no one's safe and that our presidents and wannabe presidents are in such mortal danger.
Hi, Sarah here. Last week, Rabbit reported that Jamie, one of our members, was in the hospital with pneumonia, and she recovered and got out, but she's now back in the hospital with pulmonary embolism, which is being treated. So you should keep her in your thoughts. Thank you.
We had surprise. Oh, there's one.
Okay, here I go. I can stand. I have a joy. For the last, week, the hurricane, my son, misfortunately, lives in Houston, and he has not had any light, which means all the food went bad. I was worried about him every night, and yesterday he called and said, Mom, we finally got electricity in the house. So, but, his food is spoiled, hundreds of dollars are spoiled. But at least he's safe now. So that's my joy.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and today I am going to conquer a fear, and I am going to El Paso to see my girlfriend. I hate driving in El Paso.
Any new pop-ups? Okay. I light this candle for the joys and sorrows expressed today, and for those you hold in your hearts. We all hold hopes and dreams, wounds and worries in our hearts. Remembering this, let us treat one another with patience and love. Would you please rise in body or spirit to sing our opening hymn, number 123, Spirit of Life. Words will be on the screen.
Okay, please join me for a little guided meditation. So close your eyes. For the next minute or so, just observe your breath. Breathe naturally. Don't overthink it or try to change anything. Observe the breath as it comes in and as it leaves the body. Be aware of each inhale and exhale. Notice the sensations you feel as the breath passes through your nose and throat. Follow the breath in and out of your body. Notice the rise and fall of the chest and belly with each cycle of breath. Let the breath slow you down. You may even like to slow down your breath by inhaling slowly to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and pausing for the count of 2. 1, 2, then exhaling for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. By slowing down your breath, you will stimulate the relaxation nerve in your body, inviting calmness to fill the body. Feel your heart rate begin to slow down. With each breath, invite stillness. See if you can become more deeply anchored to the present moment with each breath. When you feel your mind drift and become distracted with thoughts, which is natural, redirect your attention to your breath. Allow the breath to soften your body and mind. Allow yourself to fall into a deeper state of relaxation. On your next inhale, have an appreciation for your body and this moment of stillness and renewal. Exhale. Let go of any heaviness within. With each breath, invite more space into the body. With each exhale, let go a little more. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. Breathing in, visualize the oxygen feeding, fueling, and nourishing every cell in your body. With each breath, the cells become plumper, more alert, more healthy. At the level of your body's cells, life is perfect. Inhaling deeply, invite the oxygen within. Allow the cells in your body to heal and renew with total trust and self-acceptance. Exhaling completely, feel yourself become more light and free within. Every cell in your body is renewing and healing. Inhaling deeply, connecting with your breath, your cells, your body, and your whole being. When we reconnect with our body, we also connect with the well-being and thrive in mind, body, and spirit. Take a moment to appreciate what your entire body does for you to survive and thrive. Breathe in awareness and appreciation for your body. Breathe in awareness and appreciation for your mind. Breathe in awareness and appreciation for your spirit. Breathe in awareness and love for your whole being. Settle into this ocean of self-awareness and appreciation for all that you are and for all that is. Find peace in this moment. Find joy in your body. Find love and appreciation for your whole entire body. Breathing in deeply, exhaling completely. Seed your heart with peace, joy, trust, gratitude, and love. Trust in your body's ability to heal itself. Relax and surrender into the ocean of self-awareness. Gently remind yourself that you hold the key to your own healing and happiness. Know deep within that everything you desire is found within. Become connected and at one with your mind, body, and spirit. Rest in your body. Rest in awareness. Rest in being. Rest in existence. Rest in your whole being. Bring your awareness to your breath. Bring your awareness to the sounds that surround you. Bring your attention to the space that surrounds you. Bring your awareness back to the room. Gently wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. You may want to take a slight stretch by raising your arms above your head. And in your own time, slowly open your eyes.
Our reading today is a Sanskrit reflection. Look to this day, for this is life, the very life of life itself. In its brief course lie all the truths and realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is already a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well to this day, such is the salutation of the dawn.
Oh, that was lovely. Thank you. For the homily today, I'm going to share an article called How Do I Keep Going by Lisa Oliveira. I've asked myself this question over and over throughout my life. At times, the question has come close to being a life or death inquiry. Other times, it's a simple question, meant to help me get through a boring task I don't want to do. I ask myself, how do I keep going when life is so brutal? When it's glorious or repetitive or piercing? How do I keep showing up to be in and of the world, even when doing so requires me to bring myself more alive and in turn closer to actually feeling at all? Here is a manifesto of sorts. I started writing to myself a while back when I was quite depressed. Rereading it now moved me that I thought to try and write such a thing during a season of life when everything felt impossibly hard. I remember imagining it as a life raft I was tossing to myself when I felt like I was moving further and farther out of reach, out of the bounds of okayness. Even the act of writing it kept me tethered to the parts of me who knew it was to be true. I randomly came back to it yesterday, during a time I need it not in the same way. I did not when I started it, but in a new way. While I haven't been so called to write about harder things lately, I finished it, making it feel less like a one-time only prescription and more like a tapestry of support I can turn to in various seasons of life. I find it interesting that while the reasons for asking, how do I keep going, have shifted a bit recently, the guidance to myself still feels so deeply relevant and true to me now. Perhaps you'll find yourself somewhere in it, or maybe even take it as an inspiration to make your own How to Keep Going personal manifesto. Something to write out and keep on your desk when you forget what on earth to do next. How do I keep going? Stop trying to get somewhere else. There is nowhere else to get to. There's no escaping this, not for now at least. It's impossible to be anywhere other than where you are. I know, it sucks sometimes, but it is the truth I know. The truth is hard sometimes, but it simply is. Spend more of your energy learning to stay where you are than trying to escape. How do I keep going? Do as Mr. Rogers says and look for the helpers, the organizers, the kind cashier at Trader Joe's who seems so generally mean when they ask, how are you? Teachers, your therapist, dear friends, the garbage truck driver who without fail will honk extra when he notices your daughter watching him with the total glee as he collects the week's trash. Notice the ones who put care into how they move and ask yourself how you can put more care into how you move. Ask yourself where in your day you might create a single ripple. How do I keep going? Drive below the speed limit in especially beautiful places so you can take them in a few seconds longer, so their particulars can linger a little. Yell bop whenever you see a bird of prey perched somewhere, even if it's only you in the car. Roll the window down when you drive past the estuary, letting the fog dance across your outstretched hand, the wind lassoing the hairs on your arms. Get the buffalo's milk soft serve at the market before driving home. Carry what lingers with you and let it remind you of how you want to be or how you want to see. How do I keep going? Click, click, click. Take out your camera and capture moments that pull you into them. Capture what causes you to gasp or question or laugh or breathe. The quietness of an empty road, the strange formation of a mountain, your daughter's somehow blonde curls against the green of a redwood tree. Yellow flowers growing around the tires of a forgotten car. A body of water you later peer into like a mirror, like it will show you something you're looking for. Capture the most natural of beauty, the kind that needs no editing or alteration. Capture what you don't expect. Capture what catches your attention and sit with why, letting it show you what to keep looking for, or, even more important, what you already have. How do I keep going? Instead of always trying to rise above it, let your anger remind you of what you want for yourself, for everyone else. Let it point you in the direction of what you require. How do I keep going? Watch what shape the butter takes as it dissolves in the pot. Slow down when you make soap so you can tune into the moment it all starts to boil. Well, I guess that was soup, sorry. The bubbles replace stillness. Slow down enough to think about the farmer who grew the onion you chopped. The brightness you know the lemon will add later on. The kneading someone did to the dough to become the warm sourdough baguette waiting for you on the table. Notice how unalone you really are while you make soup. Simmer in the making of it. Savor the sip. Let it fill you. How do I keep going? Read. Read intriguing books you find in your favorite used bookshop, not just the ones everyone on the internet recommends. Read people's stories. Read made-up stories. Read less self-help books. Read slowly, read widely, and notice the way the language makes you feel. Notice all you don't know. Notice the path words can pave. Notice how you, too, can write any plot you want at any time. How do I keep going? Practice not getting frustrated when your daughter takes 45 minutes to walk around the block. Learn something from her unabashed desire to take forever. Follow her lead instead of assuming she's slowing you down. Notice the urge to keep moving when what you actually need is to stay right there where you are for longer than is comfortable. Ask yourself what you can take longer at. Pay attention to what you miss when you believe faster is the only way to get somewhere. How do I keep going? Keep tabs on all the ways you've been taught to do things alone, to figure things out alone, to manage alone. Give your permission to unlearn ways of being that go against our human nature, that go against what it means to love, what it means to need. Lean into the discomfort of requiring support. Now you'll be doing this unlearning for a lifetime. How do I keep going? Read poems you don't understand, and then try to understand. Write poems that are bad, that no one but you will see, that don't do anything impressive, but help you say what you need to say. Let the relief of saying it be enough of a reason to write. How do I keep going? Allow your expectations of yourself and others be fluid instead of rigid. Raise them when you can, lower them when you must. Let you and what others are capable of shift as life does. Let this fluidity add to your capacity for real, true compassion. How do I keep going? Stop striving for extraordinary. Let ordinary move you. Let ordinary pull you in as much as it can. Becoming things. Thoroughly enjoy a green olive, 2 green lights in a row, a living room dance party, a good view of the moon, and maybe let yourself be boring. Sometimes ordinary remind you of what really matters. How do I keep going? See beyond yourself whenever possible. See what happens when you decenter your singular life and show up for the pains and joys of other people. See what shifts in you when you tether yourself to your inherent connectives by way of empathy. See what emerges when you stop thinking about yourself so much. I say this lovingly. How do I keep going? Put a glass of water on your side table. Set out your clothes for tomorrow. Put the coffee on brew at 5:45 a.m. so it's ready in the morning. Roll your yoga mat so it's there, waiting. Prep the veggies ahead of time. Keep your phone in the other room. Take care of your future self with what you can do now. How do I keep going? Notice places you're actually capable of making changes, but are trying to convince yourself you're not. Let this noticing not be a source of shame, but a source of radical honesty. Let radical honesty be a tool of support instead of a tool of punishment. How do I keep going? Ask for help. Go to your therapy appointments and tell the truth there. Embrace new ways of getting to the root. Grow your own capacity, which in turn will allow you to look at the world with more open, honest eyes. Try to look people in the eye. Make small talk that turns into meaningful talk with the local man at the coastal bakery. Go to bed early. Try to embody patience with drivers in a hurry. Try to rein in your snap judgments and quick reactions with others. Try to remember everyone was once a baby. Notice how this changes the way you view people you might initially only harbor anger towards. Let your heart open more. Then some more. You aren't here for long. How do I keep going? Trust nothing will fall apart if you stop taking it all so seriously. Let it be looser. How do I keep going? Remind yourself that feeling lost now doesn't mean that you will permanently be lost. Lost might be a sensation, a fear, a longing, or perhaps even a reality that will widen and narrow and widen again. Let losing yourself might, at times, be necessary to make way for something new to arrive. You never know what could be possible. When you allow that opening, that opposition of knowing that anythingness on its way. How do I keep going? Remember that everything will change more times and in more ways than we can imagine. Remember what is possible in change. Try not to be so afraid of it. Try not to get so comfortable thinking you already know how things will go that you keep yourself from the very momentum you are seeking. Be open to it so you can find you. It will find you eventually, just not always in the ways you might think. Thanks, as always, for being here.
The operation and outreach of our church needs your input and your contributions. This is the perfect time to think about what you can give back. In a moment, the greeters will pass the offering baskets around. But before they do that, I should remind you that we support organizations identified by the Social Justice Committee with our Change for Change program. The recipient for this quarter's donations is Cats Meow, a cats-only, no-kill sanctuary. Although they're set up to handle 38, they presently have over 100 cats and kittens. All are available for adoption. Funds from Change for Change will be used to cover the high medical costs of keeping the animals spayed or neutered, chipped, and fully vaccinated. You can give to them by putting your change in the basket or by writing Change for Change on the note line of your check. Please give generously. Please rise in body or spirit for the singing of our closing hymn, number 6 in the gray hymnal. Just as long as I have breath. The words are on the screen above.
If it has
So Reverend Scott Taylor provided our closing words today. To be a people of renewal is not to ask, not simply, how do I refresh, but also, how do I return? The challenge of life is not just about moving forward, but moving forward without losing touch with all we have held dear.
Please join me in saying the words to extinguish the flame. The words are on the screen. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.